9 o'clock. So, hello everyone. This is Gorography. It's a free let review hub kasi nagpa-mockboard ako from Mondays to Fridays. And then of course, recorded yung mga naghahanap, recorded yung ating videos sa YT. So, sa YT nyo po hanapin yung mga free na recorded videos, Prof. Ed, Gen Ed, at saka Soksay Majorship. Okay, so let's start. Alright, let's start. Nangyari dito. Yan, flex ko yung mga high raters and also mga top notchers sa Team Balagtas. Okay, so ilagay niyo po yung number. Ilagay niyo po yung number pag sumasagot kayo para makita ko kung gaano kalag. Okay, kung gaano kalag yung ating live. Ayan, sa recall round muna tayo. Okay, so RR1, the ceremonial honorable act of belly cutting. Yan, so harakiri ba yan or seppuku? Yan, okay, so again, the ceremonial honorable act of belly cutting. So gold ba yan na harakiri or red na seppuku? Andito ba yung mga team Kalipulaco or ano? Okay, so may nakita ako, may nag-message, how to enroll. Pag Prophet at saka Gen Ed na Macboards tapos mga free naman po yon. Okay. Yan. So, tignan nyo lang yung nakapin na na link dyan sa ating page. Okay, so hindi ko nakikita yung May sumasagot ba guys? Hindi ko pa kasi kabisado to eh. Ngayon lang kasi ako. Sa TikTok kasi ako nagle-live. So ito, hindi ko nakikita. Ayun. Okay, so reveal ko lang yung answer ha, hanggang makita ko na yung mga, kung may nagchat-chat man. Okay, so the answer here is honorable act of belly cutting. It is seppuku. Okay, because it is asking for yung honorable act. Kasi yung harakiri kasi, it's just the act of belly cutting. Pero kapag may orasyon na siya, ganyan, then it is seppuku. Okay, so ito ay related doon sa mga samurai. Okay, so they do seppuku. Okay, yan. Number 2 na recall round. According to Durkheim, it is the most common type of suicide. Okay, so egoistic ba yan or anomic? Okay. Ayan, hindi ko pa rin nakita. May nagta-type ba or sadyang wala? Okay. Again, according to Durkheim, it is the most common type of suicide. Egoistic ba yan? Ayun, may nakita na akong isa. Okay. Egoistic ba yan or anomic? And yes. Okay. So, tama. So, the answer here is egoistic. Okay. Ito yung kulang ka sa pagmamahal. Okay, yan. Okay, kulang ka ng integration sa society. So, you could be a loner, yung mga ganon. Okay. So, of course, sabi nga nila, humans are social being yan. So, if you don't socialize, so parang syempre it could lead to depression and all, ganyan-ganyan. Alright. Next, if you are a seer, you have blank knowledge. Okay, so supernatural ba yan or magical? Yan. So, seer is yun yung you can see the future. Parang ganon. Thank you po sa live. No problem. Magandang gabi, coach. Sabi niya. Hello too. Ayun, nakaano na yan. Ngayon ka lang naka-live. Naki-live? Sir Ag. Ag-ad. Alright, tapos na yung SPLE kanina. Alright. So sabi niya, if you are seer, yung nakikita mo, di ba ang sabi natin is yung supernatural is about gods and goddesses, okay? Okay? You know yung uh, uh, you know all about gods and goddesses and their power. Tapos yung magical naman, ito yung minamanipulate mo naman. Okay, yung mga gods and goddesses. Okay, so what is the answer there? All right. What is the answer there? Okay, so medyo nalilate nga tayo ng konti pa rin, no? Kaya the best pa rin sana yung TI, yung nicknock na yan eh. Kaya nainis na talaga ako eh. Char. Okay, so the answer here is, okay, supernatural. Okay, it's supernatural. Okay, ito naman. If you were a witch. Oh, okay, iba na to. Okay, kasi yung seer kasi, para nakakita ka lang ng future, okay? So you also have the power of the supernatural, parang ganon, okay? And that is why supernatural yung sagot nito. Ito naman, if you were a witch, you have blank knowledge. Yan. Supernatural ba yan or magical? Mm-hmm. Go, go, go. If you were a witch, you have blank knowledge. Okay? And our answer here is, okay. So the answer here is magical naman. Okay? Kasi nga 'di ba, pag witch ka 'di ba is parang ah ginagamit mo na, okay? Ginagamit mo na yung or minamanipulate mo na din, okay, yung mga gods and goddesses para ma-achieve mo, okay, yung power na yon, okay? All right. Next, refers to the deep social, political, and cultural separation between major groups of people. Okay, so napahagingan ko lang to. Okay, so is it polarization or unification? Okay, so again, refers to the deep social, political, and cultural separation between major groups of people. Okay, so kahit hindi natin alam yan, okay? So you can do the context clues. Sabi niya separation. Yan. So unification ba yan? Unification, okay. Unification ba yan or polarization? Mhm. Ano yung inyong sagot? Okay, 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 yes. So it is, yes, okay. It is indeed polarization. Okay, di ba ang polar is pwedeng north and south, parang gano'n, nasa extreme sila. Okay, so they are really separated. Okay? In comparison naman dun sa unification na may unity sila. Hindi nga, sinasabi nga niya is separation. Okay. Okay, I think this is the last one. Okay, dun sa recall round. Of the following cultural landscapes, which will you not include as an element of cultural geography? Okay? So is it gold na cemetery or red na forestry? Okay. RR5 of the following cultural landscape, you can type the word na lang para nakikita ko. Okay? Which will you not include as an element of cultural geography? Okay, cemetery ba yan or forestry? So cultural geography, ibig sabihin, doon mo nakikita yung ang cultural geography is inaaral mo yung culture, okay? Ng mga tao. Yan. So, makikita mo ba ang culture sa cemetery? Or makikita mo ba ang culture sa forest? Mhm, 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 mhm. Grabe din pala yung pagkalag dito, ano? Alright. Okay, all right. So not. Okay, so indeed it is forestry. Very good. Kasi 'di ba, na-explain ko na dun sa cemetery, 'di ba? Kahit papaano nakikita pa rin natin yung culture doon, okay? Kung paano i-bury yung mga dead, 'di ba? Yung mga ganon. Yung ibaba, linalagyan ng ano, ng tombstone, yung mga ganon, 'di ba? Kaya yun na-explain ko last time na parang sa amin sa Ifugao is ano nakalagay sa tomb, 'di ba? Tapos sa other parts is ng Pilipinas is ididig nila, 'di ba? It's buried under. Okay. Yan. All right. Okay, so number one na tayo. Okay, pero ito, meron agad akong bonus question, okay, which is related sa number one. Okay, para ano tayo, step ba? Step by step nating maintindihan. So, what is a direct appropriation economy? Okay, so is it red na economic system where people directly obtain their needs from nature without using money, trade, or complex production systems? Or blue ba yan na an economic system where producers and consumers exchange goods directly without middlemen? Okay. So again, what is a direct appropriation economy? Okay. So next, is it economic system where people directly obtain their needs from nature without using money, trade, or complex production system? Or blue, na uneconomic system where producers and consumers exchange goods directly without middlemen? Okay. So guys, kung yung gustong mag-enroll sa social science, mag-message lang po kayo, okay? It's just 299 and talaga naman, 299 lang pero ang dami nyo ng ano, maaaral. Okay, sobrang lag pala dito eh. Okay. Di ko alam kung okay. Ano yung sagot niyo dyan? Mas maganda ata na diretso na lang ako doon. Okay, wait lang ha. Ayan. Okay, and wait lang. Okay, ba't ganon? Sobrang lag pala dito. Grabe naman kalag to. Lag ba talaga guys or ano? Okay, so let's reveal the answer. All right, so sabi niya, red, blue, yan. Okay, so the answer there is red. Okay, yan. So, ibig sabihin, for example, ang sa direct appropriation economy is ano, di ba, yung sabi nga niya na directly obtain their needs from nature. Okay, so for example, nangyayari pa rin naman yan ngayon, di ba? Sa ating mga ano, sa mga ITAS. 'Di ba? So they just get food from sa ano nila sa sa paligid-ligid nila. Okay, yan. Alright, ito naman kasing an economic system where producers and consumers exchange goods directly without middleman. That is direct economy naman yan. Okay, direct economy. Alright, so ito yung number one talaga na question. What will you identify as the main, if not the only preoccupation of consumers in a direct appropriation economy that satisfies basic needs? Okay, A, demand for security ba yan? B, quest for food. C, desire for leisure. And D, fondness for travel. Okay. So, kaya ko linagay yun na bonus question para maintindihan nyo na yon. Okay? Yung direct appropriation economy. Okay? Para ano nyo dito, may apply. Okay? So, again, what will you identify as the main, okay, if not the only preoccupation of consumers in a direct appropriation economy that satisfies basic needs? Okay, A, demand for security. B, quest for food. C, desire for leisure. And D, fondness for travel. Okay, so sabi 1B. Okay, quest for food. Okay, so yes, of course. So sinabi na nga natin, 'di ba, kanina, direct appropriation is you get what you need. Okay, doon sa nature. Okay, hindi mo na kailangan, hindi ka bumibili or anything, okay? And that is why ang talagang ano nila is just quest for food, okay? Yan. So, mataas na, okay? Mataas na yung demand for security, desire for leisure, at saka fondness for travel, okay? Wala pa sila doon. Good job kayo dyan. Alright. BQ1A. Okay, so ito, dahil really related yung mga tanong na to. Okay, so linagay ko na rin. Pero talagang lumalabas yung mga tanong na to. Okay, so according to Karl Marx, BQ1A tayo, what is the earliest stage of economic development where people directly appropriate resources from nature and share them collectively without private property or class divisions? Okay, so A, feudalism, B, capitalism, C, primitive communism, and D, socialism. Okay, so gasgas po talaga na lumalabas to sa social science majorship natin. Again, okay, so BQ1A, according to Karl Marx, what is the earliest stage of economic development where people directly appropriate resources from nature and share them collectively? Yan. Okay, without private property or class divisions. Okay. So A, feudalism ba yan? B, capitalism. C, primitive communism. And D, socialism. Okay, so this is related doon sa different stages ng ano, ng ng society ni Karl Marx. Okay. And yes, of course. So the answer there is tama. It is primitive. Okay, it is primitive communism. Okay, kasi alam na natin ang communism is, 'di ba? Hati-hati sila kung ano man yung meron. Okay? And then of course primitive kasi noon-noon pa 'yon. Okay, 'yan. Yan, so this is primitive communism. Okay, this is for your reading. Okay, dinagdag ko lang to for your reading, guys. Yan. Number 2, a prominent public official is appointed to a cabinet-level position. A group of citizens and legal experts challenge the official legal right to hold the office. Which legal writ would be the most direct and appropriate remedy to question the validity of the official's appointment and authority to hold that public office? Okay, ang haba-haba ng tanong. Okay, so number 2, a prominent public official is appointed to a cabinet-level position. A group of citizens and legal experts challenge the official's legal right to hold the office. Okay, so which legal writ would be the most direct and appropriate remedy to question the validity of the official's appointment and authority to hold that public office? A, writ of amparo. B, writ of habeas corpus. Writ of quo warranto. And D, writ of mandamus. Okay. Yan, ito yung isinampa against kay Miss ano, kilala niyo na yon, okay? Yung nagpapanggap na lumaki sa farm. Okay. All right, very good. Very good kayo, John. Yes, so the answer here is, okay, sorry, okay, writ of co-warranto. Okay, yan. So, na-discuss na natin to, di ba, yung mga ano niyan. Alright. So, tingnan natin. So, ang writ of amparo, alam na naman natin yan, okay, is, ini-invoke mo to if you want to protect your right to life, liberty, and security, LLS. Okay? Yan. Okay. So 'di ba, yung kaya nga ito yung inaano pag against EGK, 'di ba? Extrajudicial killing. Okay, ito naman yung writ of habeas corpus. Okay, bring the body. Okay, you have the body, produce the body. Okay, yan. So this is against illegal detention. Okay, yan. Ito na-explain ko na yung writ of co-warrant to. Yeah? Ha? Okay, writ of mandamus. Okay, ito naman ay inaano mo yung public official na gawin yung trabaho nila. Okay, yan. Okay, so you compel a government office to release public records. Okay, ganyan. Yun yung example niya. Alright, number 3. The mandatory enrollment of citizens for military or civil service in the Philippines is called A. Conscription, B. Nationalization, C. Militarization, or D. Enlistment. Okay. So again, number 3, the mandatory enrollment of citizens for military or civil service in the Philippines is called A. Conscription, B. Nationalization, C. Militarization, and D. Enlistment. Okay, yan. Ito ay wala tayo, okay? Wala sa 1987 Constitution, wala na tayo nun. Okay, wait lang. Ano ko yung electric fan. Yan. So sa 1987 Constitution, wala na po tayo neto. Okay? Yan. We are not, okay? Uh, compelled, okay? Or hindi compulsory, okay? Ito, all right? Hindi compulsory. All right? So the answer here is, let's see. Okay, A, D, okay. D, all right? All right. So, okay. So the answer here is, okay. Sir, nakikita ko kayo ha. Baka hindi nyo alam. Okay lang naman na makita ko kayo sa, sa Zoom. Okay? Pero baka kasi hindi nyo alam. Nare-record to. Okay? All right. So the answer there is conscription, guys. Okay? Conscription. Yan. So wala, as I have said, wala nga tayo nun unless provided by the law. Okay? Under conditions na provided by the law. Okay, ganyan. Alright, so wala na tayo nun. Okay, hindi na tayo mapipilit na ma-draft. Parang ganon. Alright, number 4. Okay, nakakaloka ang weather, pag hindi ka nag-electric fan, ang init. Pag nag-electric fan, malamig. Ay nako. Number 4, as a study of non-literate culture, okay, anthropology deals on the following aspects of human culture, but not to include A. Evolutionary theories, B. Stages of civilization, C. Social action. Sabi niya, mandatory is conscription. Yes, correct. Okay? And the origin of man. Okay, yan. Again, as a study of non-literate culture, anthropology deals on the following. Can you turn on the fan? And just put it in the first level. Okay? Anthropology deals on the following aspect of human culture, but not to include A. Evolutionary theories, B. Stages of civilization, C. Social action, and D. Origin of man. Okay, so number 4. Aha. Aha, okay. So 'di ba kaya ako nabanggit kasi maraming mga tanong about anthropology at saka sociology. Okay, yan. Kaya nung una pa lang dinefine na natin ano yung sociology at saka ano yung anthropology. Okay, so ang answer nyo ay okay. But in this, the answer is all right, so the answer here is social action. Okay, social action. So let's see muna, okay, para ano natin. All right? So ito. Wait lang ha. Dito muna tayo. Okay, yan. So there are four major fields of anthropology, okay? Yung archaeology, syempre yung pag-study ng mga uh, na-excavate. Okay, yan. Like potteries, yung mga ganon. Alright? Okay, and then biological or physical. Okay, anthropology, study of human biology. Yun na yun. Yung evolution, yung mga ganon niya. Okay, yung mga fossil ng mga naiwan. Okay, right. And then, cultural anthropology, syempre yung culture. Okay, kasama na dyan yung behavior, beliefs, and social structures. Okay, and then linguistic Alam na natin yan, okay? Kung ano man yung language. Okay, anything about the language, yung structure niya, okay, yung mga ganon, non-verbal cues, okay, yung mga ganon. Alright, and that is why, sinulat ko ulit dyan, tingnan niyo to, yung evolutionary theories is nasa physical anthropology, syempre, kasi kasama na doon, di ba? Yan, stages of civilization, civilization. So of course, nasa cultural anthropology siya. And then origin of man, 'di ba? Ito ay yung biological or origin or physical anthropology. Parang ito, 'di ba? Man at tapos yung evolution niya, okay? A and D. Okay, they both belong to biology. Okay, and that is why yung social action, kaya ba? Ay, hindi ko pa ano pala. Okay. Okay, so ang social action is uh, ito yung parang ang sinasabi ng social action is ito yung for every action ng tao is uh, influenced by by thinking kung ano yung magiging reaction ng ibang tao. Okay, yun yung social action. And that is why it is under sociology. Okay, kasi nga 'di ba ang sociology is study of society, okay, and pattern of behavior ng mga tao na nagko-comprise ng society. Alright, number 5. From World Heritage Foundation view, the following are of world outstanding value for heritage but not to include A. Archaeological works, okay, B. Archaeological structures, C. Architecture, and D. Archaeology. Okay, mali na pindot. Okay, good job. All right. So again, from World Heritage Foundation view, the following are of world outstanding value for heritage but not to include A. Archaeological works, B. Archaeological structure, C. Architecture, and D. Archaeology. Okay. Alright. Ayun, bumibilis na sila. Alright. Mga TikTok guys, sana naman makita nyo na dito na tayo sa FB para dumami na tayo dito. Okay, so the answer here is archaeology. Okay, kasi yung World Heritage, ito yung mga natural or cultural site, ibig sabihin tangible, okay? Yung nakikita. Okay, so these are composed of course, archaeological works, structures like buildings, 'di ba? And then yung mga architecture, 'di ba? Yung mga kung paano na ano yung mga buildings. And then archaeology kasi is ito yung study, okay? Ito yung field of study. Okay, and that is why hindi kasama yung archaeology. Kasi sabi ko nga, pag sinabi nating World Heritage, that is something na na tangible, okay? For example, dito sa Pilipinas, 'di ba, yung mga Baroque churches, 'di ba, yung mga ganon. Alright, nakita. Okay, ito naman, unblank, okay, is an archaeological or paleontological term that refers to a natural object or substance that has been used or modified by humans and has some values in understanding past human activity. Okay. Okay, again, and blank is an archaeological or paleontological term that refers to a natural object or substance that has been used or modified by humans and has some value in understanding past human activity. Yan, so red ba yan or blue? Okay, red ba yan na eco-fact or blue na artifact? Parang babalik pa rin ata tayo guys sa niknok. Ano para mas mabilis? Tiyaga-tiyaga na lang tayo sa tiyaga-tiyaga na lang tayo sa pagka-RR hanggang hindi Alright? So, okay. So, the answer there is okay. So, ang answer po niyan ay, kasi sabi niya natural object. So, the answer there is eco-fact, guys. Okay? The answer there is eco-fact. Okay. So, ito tingnan natin. Okay. So, ito naman, ang artifact kasi, ito yung deliberately made. Tapos, modified siya. Okay? So, for example, to, di ba? Stone tools. Okay? Ito na yung mga yon. Okay? Talagang ginawa, sadyang ginawa. Okay, pero pag natural objects, alam naman natin yung eco, okay? Eco is always about environment. Okay, so ecological, parang ganon. Okay, so ito naman yung natural objects, okay, na sometimes pwedeng gawing weapons or anything, okay, na ginagamit nila. Okay, so for example, bones, yung mga yon, or tawag doon, halimbawa yung mga seeds, okay, yung mga yan, yung mga shells, 'di ba? So, it's either na modified or hindi. It doesn't matter. Okay? Yan. Number 6. Who advocated the process of Philippinization in the Philippines during American colonial period? Okay, A. William Howard Taft, B. Francis Burton Harrison, C. Frank Murphy, and D. Dwight Davis. Okay. So, again, who advocated the process of Philippinization in the Philippines during the American colonial period? A. William Howard Taft, B. Francis Burton Harrison, C. Frank Murphy, and D. Dwight Davis. Okay. So, alam naman natin kung ano yung Philippinization, di ba? Yung pagyamanin. Okay? Or bigyan naman ng chance ang mga Pilipino noon, okay, to shine. Okay. So, ito ay high yield na question. All right. Okay. Good job, good job, good job. So the answer here is, all right, Francis Burton Harrison. Okay. So ito. All right. So alam naman natin, pag si William Howard Taft ang first civilian governor general. Okay, si Frank Murphy naman, ito yung last governor general ng Philippines, and then siya rin yung first high commissioner to the Philippines, okay? Ito na yung ano, ito na yung sa Commonwealth, okay, na 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 ang trabaho na lang din ng Governor General is to mag-oversee. Okay? Kasi before, okay, na naging High Commissioner ang mga Americans at that time, okay, they were serving as parang Governor General na parang sila na rin yung presidente. Okay, pero nung Commonwealth, may presidente na, okay, na Pilipino, so sila is parang nag-oversee na lang sila, okay? And sila yung ang kanilang tawag sa kanilang position is High Commissioner to the Philippines. All right. Yan, so alam natin, Philippinization, okay? Unang-una, more Filipinos in government positions, okay? Yan yung ano ni Francis Burton Harrison. Okay? And then the creation of the Philippine legislature, okay? Kung saan elected na rin, okay? Yung mga Filipinos doon, they can hold office. Okay? And emphasis on education, yan. Right? Para magkaroon ng mga Filipino knowledge and skills para sa future na paghawak nila sa ating country. And then of course, economic development. All right, number 7. Social studies is a component of which subject in high school? Okay, A, English, B, Science, C, Filipino, and D, Makabayan. Yan, so again, social studies is a component of which subject in high school? A, English, B, Science, C, Filipino, and D, Makabayan. Ano yung sagot natin dito na number 7? Okay, all right. Okay, so very good kayo dyan. The answer there is Makabayan. Okay, so sa Makabayan, kasama ang social studies, values education, okay, MAPE, at tapos TLE. Okay. All right, very good kayo dyan. All right. Number 8, this hurricane caused a huge devastation in New Orleans in the United States of America. Okay, which hurricane was this? A. Sandy, B. Irene, C. Katrina, and D. Rita. Okay, so again, this hurricane caused a huge devastation in New Orleans in the United States of America. Okay, which hurricane was this? A. Sandy, B. Irene, C. Katrina, and D. Rita. Okay, so kung nanonood, kung mahilig kayo sa balita, ito yung mga tipong tanong na makukuha at makukuha nyo. Alright. Okay, all right. Okay, good job. Yes, yes. So the answer there is Katrina sa New Orleans. Okay. Although second din lang naman, 'di ba? Pero sabi nga nila yung Hurricane Harvey, okay, was almost as ano devastating daw nung sa Katrina. Okay, pero meron din yung mga sources na sinasabi nila na second lang naman daw yung Hurricane Harvey. Okay, yan. So, but for this, the answer here is Katrina. Okay, yung Sandy na nakita ko lang naman is sa Caribbean and Eastern US. Kaya Irene naman ito yung first named storm to make a landfall during the 2011 Atlantic hurricane season. Okay, yan. And Sarita, Gulf of Mexico. Parang ito lang naman talaga yung pinakasikat, yung Katrina, no? Yan. Number 9. Where did Apolinario de la Cruz, better known as Hermano Pule, okay, establish the Cofradia de San Jose, okay, or called Confraternity of Saint Joseph in 1832? A. Lucban, Tayabas. B. Intramuros, Manila. C. Los Baños, Laguna. And D. Cavite City, Cavite. Bakit po pambabae lang ang name ng hurricane? Okay, so yung mga yung nabasa ko before was ano, ang mga babae daw kasi is ano, how do you call that? Unpredictable. Kaya ayun. Alright. Okay. Again, so where did Apolinario de la Cruz, better known as Hermano Pule, establish the Cofrade de San Jose Confraternity of Saint Joseph in 1832? A. Lucban, Tayabas. B. Intramuros, Manila. C. Los Baños, Laguna. And D. Cavite City, Cavite. Okay, yan. So dito kasi siya ipinanganak. Okay, dito kasi siya ipinanganak. Alright, and the answer here is okay, the answer here is good job. It's Lukban Tayabas. Okay, so itong Cofrada de San Jose, okay, is itinatag ni Hermano Pule kasi nga ayaw, okay, ng mga Spanish bread, okay, na mag-admit ng native Filipinos dun sa religious orders nila. Yan. So gumawa siya, okay, ng sarili niya. Okay, but sadly, yan, so umabot sila ng 5,000 members yan. Pero sadly, he was killed. All right? Okay, number 10. Number 10. Who was the Iloilo superintendent renowned for advocating the use of the vernacular, specifically Hiligaynon, as a medium of instruction? Okay, A. Dr. Jose V. Aguilar, B. Isabella de los Reyes, C. Camilo Sayas, and D. Pedro Guevara. Okay, so again, who was the Iloilo superintendent renowned for advocating the use of the vernacular, specifically Hiligaynon, as a medium of instruction? A. Dr. Jose V. Aguilar. B. Isabelo de los Reyes. Okay? C. Camilo Osayas and D. Pedro Guevara. Okay, so meron ng isa dyan, okay, na very popular. Pwede nyo na lang alisin yon, okay, para confit na lang. Okay? Soksay majorship po ito, okay? Ang Gen Ed po natin is Tuesdays, okay? And then Gen Ed Prof Ed na naman yung Thursdays, pinagpapalit natin. Okay? All right? So, ito siya yung nagpaano dun sa Iloilo experiment. Okay, yan. Na ang experiment na yun, nakita niya na pag tinuturuan mo yung mga bata using their mother tongue is mas mataas, okay, or mas okay yung learning nila. All right? So the answer here is Dr. Jose V. Aguilar. Okay, so sabi ko nga dun sa Iloilo experiment. All right. So, Dr. Jose V. Aguilar is also known as the father of the community school movement in the Philippines. Okay. Alright. So, si Camilo Osayas, okay, sa reveal natin. So, si Camilo Osayas, kay kasama niya si Mary Lane, kay translate nila yung Filipinas to English. Alam na natin yung Filipinas, di ba? Yan yung bayang magiliw, okay? And lupang hinirang. Okay, yan. At saka ito yung sinasabi ko na pwede nyo nang alisin si Isabelo de los Reyes kasi kilala natin siya as the founder of the Union Obrera Democratica, the first labor union, okay? Itong si Pedro Guevara, wala naman ako nakita na parang masyadong niya. Okay, yan. But, ayun, Resident Commissioner of the Philippines during the American occupation lang nakita ko. Alright. Number 11, the Philippines was ruled by Spain through blank until 1814. Okay, is it the Viceroy of Mexico? B, direct rule from the Spanish crown in Madrid. Okay, C, the Royal Audiencia of Manila. Or D, the Vatican. Okay, again, number 11, the Philippines was ruled by Spain through, is it the Viceroy of Mexico? Okay, B, direct rule from the Spanish crown in Madrid. C, the Royal Audiencia of Manila. And D, the Vatican. All right. Okay, you're welcome po. All right. And of course, your answer, okay, tama. All right. So the answer here is, yes, okay. So the answer here is the Viceroy of Mexico. So it was until 1814 kasi nga nagkaroon na sila ng independence. Okay, yan. And yung independence nila was, okay, initiated, okay, nung work ni Miguel Hidalgo Costilla, okay, the father of Mexican independence. Alright, yung Royal Audiencia laging lumalabas, High Court and Advisory Body. Okay, yeah. Number 12, the following are facets of foreign cultural acculturation by Filipinos, but not to include a cuisine, example, Italian foods, B, politics, example, Republican democracy. C, folkways, example, hospitality. And D, music, example, jazz. Okay, so again, the following are facets of foreign cultural acculturation by Filipinos, but not to include a cuisine, Italian foods ba yan? Na Italian foods, for example. B, politics, example, Republican democracy. C, folkways, example, hospitality. And D, music, example, jazz. Okay, so alam naman natin kung ano yung acculturation. Okay, so we borrow something. Okay, but we maintain our uniqueness. So, saan dyan? Okay, yung hindi natin na-borrow. Sariling atin. Yun yung sinasabi niya. Alright, so yeah. So, the answer there is sariling atin. Alam na natin, di ba? We are known for our hospitality. Okay, so maraming nabubudol dati dun sa Republican democracy. Okay, pero alam naman natin, di ba? Halo ang ating pattern doon sa US. Okay, and that is why kinuha natin yung Republican democracy sa US. Alright, number 13. Okay, this basic principle of taxation states that the government's sources of revenue should be sufficient to meet the needs of public expenditure. A, fiscal adequacy ba yan? B, theoretical justice. C, administrative feasibility. And D, the lifeblood doctrine. This basic principle of taxation states that the government sources of revenue should be sufficient to meet the needs of public expenditure. A, fiscal adequacy. B, theoretical justice. C, administrative feasibility. And D, the lifeblood doctrine. Okay, yan. Yan. So, sabi niya, dapat, yung tax na yon is enough, okay, na magamit, okay, para sa mga expenditures, okay, for running our government. Alright. Okay, ilagay nyo po yung number ha, yung mga bagong pasok, ilagay nyo po yung number para alam ko kung gaano, Alright? So, the answer here is, okay, so, tama naman, di ba? Kahit hindi nyo pa alam, nakita nyo na yung sufficient doon. And sufficient is, okay, synonymous to adequate. Okay, so, kahit hindi nyo pa alam yung mga to, okay, so, you can still get from any clue, okay, doon. Right? So, the answer there is fiscal adequacy. Okay, so, tingnan natin. Alright. So, ito yung mga principles of a sound tax system. Okay, fiscal adequacy, natapos na natin yan. Okay, so revenue should be sufficient. Okay, equality. Okay, ibig sabihin dapat proportionate dun sa ability to pay. Okay, kaya nga 'di ba, dito sa Pilipinas is ah kung meron yung parang ano do you call that? Meron yung amount na pag ganun yung sahod mo is hindi ka matataksan, okay? I think it's baka all over the world yan. Alright, ganyan. And then, kung halimbawa, pag habang tumataas yung sahod mo is, tumataas din yung tax mo. Kasi nga, it is proportionate to your ability to pay, alright? And, of course, administrative feasibility, dapat convenient, okay? Kaya nga, di ba, withholding tax, ganyan. So, naidededuct na lang, di ba? Yan. Kesa naman yung monthly pupunta ka pa sa BIR para magbayad ka halimbawa nung sa income tax mo. Alright, and then yung letter D. Okay, yung letter D naman, okay, kasi dinagdag ko na lang din dito para hindi kayo malito. Okay, so pag principles of sound tax system, ito, fee, okay, fee, fiscal adequacy, equality, at saka administrative feasibility. Okay, ito naman, fundamental doctrines in taxation. Although marami-rami yan. Okay, pero ito yung laging lumalabas. Okay, so lifeblood. Okay, yan. So ito yung lifeblood. Alam naman natin pag sinabi nating lifeblood, okay, kailangan natin yon. Kailangan natin ng blood para mabuhay tayo. Parang ganun. Okay, so it's the same with that lifeblood doctrine sa taxes. So sabi niya, taxes are essential. Okay, para for government function. Nga naman, di ba? Kasi kung wala tayong tax, wala tayong pera, how are we going to run, okay, our government, okay? Doctrine of symbiotic relationship. Kahit sa science, di ba, yung symbiotic, okay? Yan. So, tayo, nagbabayad tayo ng taxes, okay? Pero yung tax din natin is nakukuha din natin in return, okay? Via what? Okay, via services from the government. Red. Malakas yan. Alright, okay. Principle of uniformity and equity. Yan. So sabi niya, taxes must be uniform within the same class and fairly distributed. Parang yung sa ability to pay yan. Okay, yan. So, for example, pag sinabing 12% yung VAT, okay, parang ganon. So kahit, halimbawa may negosyo ka, kahit man nasa city ka or nasa uh, rural ka, pare-parehas pa rin yung VAT. Okay, yan. Right? And progressive, yan, system of taxation, nabanggit ko na rin yan. Okay, so taxes are based on taxpayers' ability to pay. Yan. So pag tumaas yung sahod mo, mataas yung tax mo. Okay, pag mababa yung sahod mo, syempre, i-ano din nila yon, i-rate din nila, okay, according sa sahod mo. Alright. BQ13A, yan. So this is an actual question. Alright? So the lifeblood doctrine in taxation emphasizes that taxes are indispensable to the existence of the government because, so tingnan ko lang kung ano niyan, okay? Pero question talaga to, okay? Actual question to. A, taxes are imposed to regulate the economy. B, taxes are the main source of government revenue to sustain its functions and services. C, taxes are collected to punish those who do not contribute to the taxes to the state. And D, taxes are optional contributions made by citizens. Yan. So, BQ13A, okay, bonus question 13A. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong bonus question 13B. Okay, so, ito yung mga actual questions na inano ko na lang din, okay? Para may sunod-sunod, okay? Mas maalala nyo pag ganito. Alright, so is it B? Okay, so tama. Yan, so sabi ko nga, alright, taxes are the main source of government revenue para we can run the government. Yan, to sustain its functions and services. Okay, BQ13B. Which of the following is not a characteristic of the state's power to tax? A, it is inherent in sovereignty. B, it is legislative in character. C, it is based on the ability to pay. And D, it is subject to constitutional and inherent limitations. Okay. So again, which of the following is not a characteristic of the state's power to tax? A, it is inherent in sovereignty. B, it is legislative in character. C, it is based on the ability to pay. And D, it is subject to constitutional and inherent limitations. Okay, yan. So, sabi niya, characteristic. Okay? Characteristic niya. Tupad talaga eh. Alright, hindi siya characteristic. So, nakita natin kanina, di ba? Alright, so the answer there is it is based on the ability to pay. Okay, kasi nga, di ba, how do you call that? Ito ay nasa doctrine, di ba? Yung ability to pay. Okay, so, at saka, ano nyo, i-base nyo dun sa ano, tingnan nyo to ha. Wait. Okay, wait. All right, characteristic. Okay, so it is inherent in sovereignty kasi 'di ba yung tatlong power ng ano ibig sabihin kahit hindi nakalagay dun sa constitution, okay, is dapat andun na talaga yung power of taxation, 'di ba? Eminent domain, yung tatlong 'yon. Okay? All right. And then yes, yung sumagot dun sa letter B, 'di ba? Yung mga ano sa taxes is sa ano sa Congress, 'di ba? So that is why it is legislative. Okay. And then of course, letter D tama kasi halos ito na 'yon, A and D magkaparehas. And sabi ko nga, yung letter C is doctrine, nasa doctrine siya. All right. Number 14, what core value did the Philippine government aim to promote when it launched the One Time Project in 2011? A, punctuality, B, nationalism, C, increased productivity, and D, discipline. Again, what core value did the Philippine government aim to promote when it launched the One Time Project in 2011? A, punctuality ba yan? B, nationalism, C, increased productivity, and D, discipline. Okay. Meron naman tayong clue na naman dyan. Sabi niya, one time. Okay, parang play of words ng one time. Yan. One time. Isang oras lang, sabi niya. Okay. And of course, yeah, so the answer there is punctuality. Okay, yan. So yung one time, okay, yung one time is nagsasabi na yung sa buong Pilipinas, mag-follow lang tayo ng Philippine Standard Time. Yan. Okay, kasi nga tayo, we are known for Filipino time na parang, ito na lang, di ba? Later na lang, parang ganon. So, ito yung inisip nila na we should follow the PST, okay, the Philippine Standard Time. Okay, ito naman, okay, stock knowledge. Okay, according to, okay, yan, R.A. Blank, okay, what is the country's official timekeeper, okay? Pag-asa ba yan or DOST? Okay, yan. So, ano yung mandated by the law to be the official timekeeper? Okay, pag-asa ba yan or DOST? Red ba yan or blue? Parang babalik ata tayo sa Niknok ha. Nakaka-stress din yung katagalan dito eh. Or baka mag-ano. Alright. Okay, so the answer there is pag-asa. Okay, yan. So pag-asa yan. So it's not the OST. Alright, it nakalagay dun sa RA 10535. Okay, the Philippine Standard Time Act of 2013. Okay. Yan, number 15. Ito na yung last ha na ating free. Okay? And then Zoom na sa Team Kalikpula ako. Okay, number 15. The bahala na attitude is often a daring one born out of concern for others. Okay, which historical event is cited as a strong long-term demonstration of this trait? A, the Filipino submission to Spanish colonial rule for 4 centuries. Yes, almost. B, the participation in the People Power Revolution of 1986. C, the resistance against Japanese occupation during World War II. And D, the migration of millions of OFWs for their families' welfare. Okay. So again, the bahala na attitude is often a daring one born out of concern for others, which historical event is cited as a strong long-term demonstration of this trait? A. The Filipino submission to Spanish colonial rule for 4 centuries. B. The participation in the People Power Revolution of 1986. C. The resistance against Japanese occupation during World War II. And D. The migration of millions of OFWs for their families' welfare. Okay. All right. And of course, yes. So the answer there is yes, the Filipino submission to Spanish colonial rule for 4 centuries. Letter A. Okay. Kasi nga, may nabasa ako doon na meron daw talaga yung mentality ng mga colonized people na we just resign to our fate, which is oo nga naman, 'di ba? Yung parang 'di ba, kahit anong gawin mo kung may parang alipin ka na lang din 'di ba? So bakit pa? Okay, and that is why doon na na-coin natin yung bahala na. Okay, all right. Okay, so mabilis lang. Okay, kasi lumalabas din po to. Okay, so bahala na comes from the phrase bathala na. Okay, bathala na. Okay, yan. All right, which literally meant leave it to bathala. Okay, or God will take care of it. And there are two kinds. Okay, kaya nga lumalabas din na ang bahala na ay ambivalent. Okay, so lumalabas din po yon. Okay, so ang bahala na ay ambivalent kasi uh, two sides yan eh. It's either positive ka, which is also determinism. Okay, yan na. For example, sabi niya, okay, ah, pag positive ka, parang kahit napaka-challenging yung situation is okay ka pa rin, okay? Parang sabi mo, "Uy, ginawa ko naman yung best ko so bahala na." Yan. At saka yung fatalism, which is negative, okay? So you are passive towards life, okay? So nega ka, okay, sa mga challenging life situations, okay? So example niya, bahala na, okay, if pasa ako or hindi, okay? Hindi na lang ako mag-review. Okay, yan. Alright, okay, so thank you. Okay. Sana mas marami tayo next time. Sana maraming makakita sa ating live. Yan. Para mas marami tayo. Yan. Okay, so guys, punta na kayo. Grabe pala ang pagkaano nito. Yan, so pag-isipan ko kung balik tayo sa TikTok. Okay, yan. Kasi grabe din yung lag pala kahit nakaganito. Alright, so guys, Zoom na tayo. Zoom, 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 Zoom. Let's go to Zoom, yung mga Team Kalipula ko. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me dito sa live. Mm, alright, number 16. Are you here?